That is a Nissan TB48, and today we're at Quickbitz where the guys are shooting for 2000 horsepower. We film a lot of Ford Barras, Nissan RBs, 2JZs, but I don't think I've ever filmed a 6-cylinder with this sort of capacity. Do you want to fill us in on this engine?
It's a little bit different. So Joe, good friend of ours, came forward to us, I don't know, it would have been about 7-8 years ago, and he said, I want you to be involved in this project. Let's see how hard we can go with a TB48. And he was involved in a lot of rock climbing and off-road sort of stuff, so to speak, which I wasn't too interested in. But then he started talking about street cars. I'm like, that's it, let's do it. So he came to us, he brought the motor, he told us about all their weaknesses. So they've got issues with timing chains, a bit of oiling dramas, blocks cracking and stuff. So we've addressed all them. He was lucky he had a couple mates that are also enthusiasts. We've got CNC machines, so they've made a billet dry sump, which you can probably have a look underneath later on. With a daily bolt-on pump with an oil air separator, which is amazing. Things like the little billet thermostat housing adapters, the front plate, all these are custom-made one-off items that you can buy now, actually. We're going to have them all for sale for this car. So there's a lot of custom stuff on it, man. We've addressed the timing, chain issue, cylinder head-wise it's stock with camshafts. We've got a Nitto stroker crank in it, pistons and rods. It's a 5.3.
Is that something they've had? Is that a new item for them?
It's actually an old item that didn't sell too much because no one really like. You don't really need any more cubes with these. Crazy people like us.
So let's back it up. This is what's the capacity of it?
5.3.
5.3.
Yeah. So decent engine, man, and it revs to 7,500, which is like another 2,000 RPM more than factory. So
that's nuts.
It's held together. A lot of people said you're dreaming, you won't do it, but you know when we got the right combo. Within 5 dyno pulls, we're at our boost target and some, actually. We were aiming for 1,500 horsepower and we got beyond that.
We just ran it up on the dyno then, and that was one of the easiest sessions of... It just did it easy.
Like normally you're cringing. This year it's like, oh, the run's over and it's just made 1,500 horse easy.
Like first pull it had made like 1,400.
Yeah.
And you're saying it's really the dyno starting.
Yeah, so my dyno is struggling with the foot pounds. It can hold 1,200 kilowatt. After that it struggles. So it just lets go and the load cell won't register. So we've just been looking off the ECU. And like, I don't know if you want to see here, one of the runs that we've done.
What sort of foot pound or torque is it putting out?
I'll show you now. So this is, well actually before I move on to that, this is a quick little thing with the M-Tron. We've got a compressor map here, something you can't really do with other computers at the moment. And then you can just overlay it off your actual compressor map. So you collect all the airflow, pressure ratio and turbo efficiencies. Obviously need a turbo speed sensor. And then you can overlay it with your compressor map there. So you can see this is it made like 2,300 horsepower on this run or whatever it was. That use that turbocharger right up.
Yeah, so this is a genuine 2,000 plus horsepower engine.
Oh,
we're just
all day.
We're just not seeing that.
So if we go here in the torque, 1,830 odd kilowatt, and then look at that, 2,400 newton meters of torque.
And that's what this dyno struggles with, isn't it?
Yeah, the dyno could not read that. It just free revved and just 50 odd pound of boost. Yeah. So we were like, wow, this thing's gone beyond what we've ever expected. And we wish we put one in a chassis car one day, actually.
But that aside, we haven't even touched on, have a look at what car the engine is in.
So it's a short wheelbase GQ Patrol.
Shorty, as they call them in Australia.
Yeah, shorty. So it's a little bit dusty, but the car's quite immaculate.
It's a very, very nice build. And there's been no corners cut on this.
Nothing. So Joe sort of sat in the sideline watching us build cars over the years, and he's like, Sticks, I want to do everything like you're going to do it. This is beyond what I'd do because it's just,
I was filming it earlier and there's just sensors
amazing, everything. So we've got pressure, temperature before turbo, after intercooler, in the manifold. So you can monitor efficiencies, pressure drops. And that's also part of the calculated airflow equation to map out your compressor map and also the torque model that the M-Tron relies on. So we can control torque and everything as you do with these late model computers. So yeah, part of building the car right and why it's so easy and such a breeze, we sent the car to 12 volt up in Queensland. Within 2 weeks, mate, this car was wired from headlight to trailer plug all through the PDM,
Yeah, wow.
wipers, everything you can think of.
Yeah.
And all the car come down, all I had to do is literally flick the ignition on, put a base map in there and hit the key. Everything was configured and running. Yeah, same with the chassis joints. Joe's mates helped him with the cage, steering from next gen, done the front end. Like, it's been to the right people for the right work.
And it shows now, today,
Yeah,
it was easy.
It was just easy. We had no oil leaks, no smoke, no misfire. We don't really get many misfires with an M-Tron anyway, but no, nothing. It just sung the whole time.
So this turbo, you're saying it's pretty much...
That's pretty much
on
tapped
the edge
out.
of the...
Being the cubic capacity it is at 50 odd pound of boost. It's a 98mm Garrett.
Oh, it's a 98.
Yes.
Yeah.
Got a 6-boost manifold there. A lot of the stuff's one-off stuff.
Yeah, I
'cause,
could imagine.
you know, you can see the front end. We've got the canister front, Mensa shocks. You can see the travel limiters with the
Sensors on
ride
them.
height there, and also laser ride height in the bottom there. So if it goes for a wheel stand, you can sort of see that in the chassis rail.
Oh, yeah.
If it goes for a wheel stand, we'll start reducing torque to keep the nose down.
And I've seen a few of these at the drags. Not many, but these things like to wheel stand.
And I think we're going to run into that issue between us.
She's a bit of a brick, isn't it?
Yeah.
Such a short wheelbase.
So it's something cool, you know. It's
very
just,
cool.
just different. And
This will get a lot of attention.
everyone that's walked in is like, wow, this is like, we're just not expecting someone to do this to a shorty Patrol. And to the quality, the standard of quality on there is amazing. Like, really gone above and beyond. And Joe's done, right, we've all guided him, but Joe's done all this himself, mate. Like, he puts everything together himself. So he's done a wicked job. From a dirt racer to build this is better than like 99% of the drag racers out there. So we're amazed and
I
really
guess
proud
they
of Joe.
realise, I guess coming from a dirt background, everything's under a lot of stress.
It is. That's why he's going hardcore with
Yeah.
everything. And actually, it's a Patrol diff.
Yeah?
So we're going to see how long that lasts. But yeah, everything else has been cut up, modified, strengthened.
Yeah. Let's have a quick look inside.
Yeah, come through. The car weighs about 1,600 kilos with a driver.
Sorry, what gearbox is in it?
Turbo 400.
Yeah.
Yeah, Turbo 400. Mark Mickey originally built it in America, and then we've modified it down here by Full Race Fabrications. James Horan. He's also in charge of the custom-built bolt-together stalk converter.
Yep.
Now, excuse the airline there. It's just we didn't want to run out of CO2 on the dyno. But you can see 12 volts what? A whole heap of shit. This is pretty cool, actually, eh? Motion Raceworks sort of steering wheel. Nice simple plug there. Got your bump, line locks, etc. So this is the things I like with 12 volt. You set up all the PDM control here. You can clear all the alarms. For example, we do a run. I'll leave the water pump on, cools the engine down.
Yep.
Flick the ignition on, it overrides that back to normal functionality. Dash is all configured, calibrated. Yeah, it's with the M-Tron, you can talk to Motec and PDMs and stuff like that. So you've got that bi-directional communication. When you fit all the auxiliary devices in the car, you can just link them all together and talk to them.
And he's put in an appropriate roll cage and something like this.
Yeah.
As you can see, it's
Safety
got like
first.
a full head hoop and everything.
Yeah. And as you can see, it's a pretty neat car inside.
Yeah.
It's done really good. Nothing's been really removed.
I like that it's still got the factory dash.
We just wanted to make it all look, you know, wild but factory-ish.
What size is he going to run a radial on this?
315.
Yeah.
And just got the boot, which got the go-go juice here. Just waiting, you know, nothing much to see other than a nitrous bottle. We haven't turned that on yet. Like, it actually does a not bad job spooling that 98 as is.
So much cubes.
Yeah. But no doubt we'll be turning that on because I'm a big fan of that stuff. If only the dyno could hold some more, eh, guys? Have a look at the brakes. It's another cool thing. We got them made up in America. It's like a TBM brake package. And of course, it's a drag challenge car.
Really?
So that's what I got built for.
So he's going to drive this on the street?
Yeah, so we've been rushing like crazy to finish this. But yeah, so we've been thrashing to get it done. It is done, but yeah, well, looks like I have to wait a few months. Trailer's all done, all painted red, all matching. You got to see, it looks really good actually.
That's awesome.
So yeah, it's a combined effort with a great bunch of mates. Everyone's helped along the way, put their little piece in.
That is going to be a handful to drive that.
Oh yeah. I took Joe for a drive in a GDR the other day that makes 400 and he was packing a bit. I go, mate, you don't know what you're in for, buddy. But you know what? He's not a hero, so Joe will take it easy and just enjoy it. It'll be fine.
Watching. Joe's actually got a Facebook page dedicated to this truck.
Yeah, EVILGQ.
EVILGQ.
Yeah.
Look that up on Facebook.
Actually, one thing I want to show you guys. So, because we were involved with this oil pump construction and stuff like that, first time ever we've tried an oil air separator.
Yeah.
And if you have a look at the clear view filter here, you can see the oil is clean. It's not cloudy at all. We're just running this motor. Normally they're cloudy. You can run the engine and you can still see through it.
Okay.
The oil control is just beautiful, flat line.
Now I just assumed this was on methanol, but...
No, E85.
Yeah.
Pump fuel. Did you get that? That's cool, eh? So...
Yeah, I was looking at before.
So again, I'll show you, if we go over to the compressor map on the computer, so that's a drive-by wire on the throttle plate, and that there is designed for surging. If we open up our compressor map, and you can see these little dots just out there in the abyss by themselves on the scatter plot, that's when the turbo runs into surge. So that's when you back off on the throttle. So when you do that, you map that, right? And then that will open up when you back off and avoid surge. But it's not over throttle angle. It's more so, looks at the pressure ratio. So that's funky. Doing more passes, we're building more data to validate that map. So that's cool. Yeah, the more you look, the more things you find, cool little features operating in the background.
I can't believe that revs to 7.5. I've driven a TB48. They're pretty, they're pretty lifeless. And they just don't want to rev.
Not this one.
They're all over at 4,000 RPM.
Yeah. No, that's why when I was on the throttle on the dyno, the first pull, I was waiting for that tumble vibration.
Yeah.
And it wasn't coming. And then I got off the throttle. I'm like, man, I don't know if I'm not revving this enough. I had a look at the RPM. It's 75. I'm like, wow. So the power keeps going up, but I haven't grown balls big enough yet. That's all.
Well, there's no need to. I mean, realistically,
I've got the foot pounds to carry you.
Let's say if it was only making 1,500, that's going to run pretty fast in this.
Yeah.
This will be more of a challenge trying to get it to 330.
Yeah.
Won't it? Does Joe have any ambitions in terms of, he's just built it to have fun?
So his words to me when he first built it, he goes, I just want to chuck my kids in the car and just have fun.
Yeah.
Whatever else happens just comes with it. But he wants to go fast.
Yeah.
That's the end result. There's no goal or number in mind. We initially wanted 1,500 horsepower. We've blown that out of the water. So let's see, man. Like, can we run a 7 one day? Who knows? Even a bottom 8 in a car like this would be amazing. Because, all right, we've got the horsepower, but I can guarantee you we can't have it all in. You know, can't have it in a second and a half. That's for sure. So we're going to leave a lot on the table.
That's
but
so much talk.
if we're going to have some fun along the way,
I know.
Try and keep that nose down. If we're going to need data log the seat, but yeah.
They say there's going to be some racing stripes in the jock sticks.
Yeah, 100%. We've got our Quickbitz flow matched injectors there with a mechanical fuel pump as usual.
What size are they?
2433cc, two sets, and they're running at about 65% duty, so you can see it's consuming the fuel. It definitely has got the horsepower.
You've got a familiar ignition setup.
Yeah, the old GDR coils.
Going on there.
Which I'm not the biggest fan of, but they were an easy conversion on this.
Yeah, on this. Oh, it's nice to see a Nissan in a Nissan, I guess.
Well, that's it. And it's actually the engine that it came out with, you know? Something different. Yeah. I was getting all excited about with Barras, but I might have to put one of these in the Supra now, I reckon.
Yeah, all right. Well, hopefully the next time we see this, we might be doing some shakedown passes.
Hopefully we open up and do some racing.